How's it going, everyone? Today we're taking a look at the Unihertz Titan Slim. It is not the slimmest device. As you see, it's a little bit chunky. It does bring a case, a nice rubbery material. If you take out the case, you can still use it, but it is a little bit more of a glossy material, a lot of fingerprints, and of course, it's just not the best experience. So I prefer to put the case. It does have this nice felt material or like rubbery material here. It's a TPU case. It does have a camera. It's nothing to rave about. It's pretty basic, honestly. It does have a front-facing camera, of course. It does have USB-C to charge your phone, things of that nature. Nothing crazy, and volume buttons, things like that. But I wanted to showcase this device because a lot of you are looking for a QWERTY keyboard, and some of you still want to keep some of the basic or conveniences of smartphones. But this device has something very specific or very nice that I found specifically for this device, and that is student mode. I'll talk about that in just a second. But as you see, it brings all of the conveniences. It has Google services, Google Chrome. You can definitely uninstall all of this. So like, let's say that you don't want Gmail on your phone. You can either disable it or you can use ADB to uninstall it completely. But on top of that, it does have a mode that is called student mode that disables all of these apps and doesn't allow you to use them. I think that's a very good value added. Now, it does run a version of Android. Again, this is very much Android right here. It is Android 11 right there. And it does bring updates. So I do have an update that I still haven't installed in here. So right here we have a system update, I believe, or maybe it is a different kind of update that I downloaded. Like right there, it's like a system update. It's completed, but I'm supposed to kind of use it in the next couple of days, and I'll see if it changes stability. But so far it has been great. Battery life has been amazing. And compatibility, it works here in the United States. So it works with Verizon and it works with T-Mobile. It also works with AT&T, but only with Red Pocket or with H2O Wireless. It does not work with AT&T proper because they block their phones and do not allow anything that is not in their approved list, as always. But it does also work internationally. It does have bands for international carriers, so it is a good alternative if you want a QWERTY keyboard, and we're going to test that in just a second for the text messaging application. But I wanted to showcase student mode. Now, there are different devices that Unihertz sells. There's the Jelly 2, which is very popular in transition devices. This device is also a transition device, and it does have this thing called student mode. So on student mode, when you enable it, it disables a lot of things. So for example, it does not allow you to access all of those convenient apps. Does not allow you to access the browser. It says student mode. This app is not allowed. So you can disable or enable whichever apps you want. And I think that's a lot of value added. So you can say like, oh, you know what? I want to access Chrome, or I want to access my files every so often, things like that. So whenever we go back, or the assistant, then I'll have access to Chrome or whatever it is that you want to have access to. So it does have the ability to be customized, but I think it's a good application, and I actually wish that they bring it to other phones so that people could use this. But you can restrict or unrestrict as many apps as you want, and of course you can always uninstall them via ADB. Like I said, you are able to just get rid of the whole thing. If that's what you want it. It does bring, again, all of the conveniences, and when you're in student mode, it will not allow you to open them. But if we go back, take away student mode, then of course you can lock it again. And it's a good app. I personally think it's a good way to, hey, I have some conveniences sometime, and if I need it, then I will, maybe put a passcode that I won't remember. So maybe you give the passcode to a loved one, and they say like, set up a passcode on my phone. Write it down on a piece of paper. Don't give it to me unless it's like a complete emergency and you must use some of these apps. But it doesn't restrict calls. It doesn't restrict text messages. And of course, most of you are here because you want to see the QWERTY keyboard. And right here, it does work. So let's put a phone number right here. As you see, it brings, you can also have the virtual keyboard if that's what you want it. But essentially, let's say a phone number right here, right here, numbers, sorry, there it is. Okay, so we're going to send something to that, and then the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog, right? Dog. Right there, it does have exclamation signs or things like that. You can go up and down. It does have emojis if you want to use emojis, things of that nature. Right there. And of course, you can delete, just faster and faster. So I think the keyboard is a little bit cramped, but it is functional, and I don't think it gets on the way of the functionality of the device, of like being too cramped or anything like that. It does have a fingerprint sensor / home button here, like the BlackBerry Key 2, I believe, had. So you can configure that, and as you see, that brings also the Google Assistant if you maintain it pressed. So it does have some extra, again, abilities. The keyboard is just kind of hidden, and again, of course, you have the camera. And like I said, it's not amazing. I will bring this here, and I will share some samples with you guys, but it's nothing to rave about. It does have video. It does have different things. It's pretty decent, but again, nothing to be like, oh wow, this is the best camera I've ever used. But it does work well. And again, you have the nice ergonomic keyboard. The Titan Pocket, I think, had a bigger keyboard, but it was a chunkier device. But it had a smaller screen, so I think that, it's kind of like, what do you prefer? Do you want a consumption device, but you also want the restrictions, things of that nature? Or do you want something that's more simple? So this is kind of like my overview / review of the Titan Slim. It's a very good device. I think it's good value added. And of course, Unihertz always makes all of these different devices. And of course, they have the Jelly 2, and they have the Pocket series, the Titan series. And I'm kind of excited to see what they come up next. So stay tuned with more devices. If you have any questions about this device or any of the other devices I have reviewed, make sure to put a comment in the comments below, and I'll be interacting with you guys, answering questions, things of that nature. But essentially, this is the Titan Slim. It's an Android device, nothing amazing to say. It's not super basic, but it does have that student mode, which I think it allows you to, restrict your usage. And if you use it in conjunction with somebody else, in conjunction with a loved one or a friend that puts the passcode and doesn't give it to you, then I think you can download all the apps that you must have, and then just take away all of the distracting ones without the ability to install anything else. But thanks for watching today. Thanks for your viewership, and I will see you in the next video.